My best friend's husband confessed his feelings for me. Her life was very difficult and she says she's finally happy. How do I tell her? Mia, 32F, and I, 32F, met in college and were best friends ever since. Mia was always very family-oriented and romantic, even when she was a kid. Her ultimate life dream is to have a big, happy family. Sadly, Mia had very difficult childhood. She lost her entire family, younger sister and both parents from ages 10 to 12. She was in the system for a while until her abusive uncle took her in. Obviously, Mia is very mentally unwell and just a few months ago she managed to get off her meds and stopped going to therapy. Mia and her husband Rick, 34M, are together for 2 years now and married for 6 months. It was all a bit rushed, but Mia was getting scared she won't be able to have children if she waited and, to be honest, Rick seemed to be her perfect match. She was aware things are going faster than she initially wanted, but reassured me that her and Rick are on the same page. It's her life after all, so if she's happy, so am I. Rick and I neither love nor hate each other. He's my friend's husband, so at best we tolerate one another. We don't have any common interests and our lifestyles/life goals are different. Fast forward to the NYE, Mia and Rick organized a party and invited me and my partner, 31M, to join. Everything seemed fine. Rick and I were chatting with some friends when I decided to go outside to breathe in some fresh air since the house was very crowded. Rick followed few minutes later. We casually talked about some irrelevant things when he suddenly says he's in love with me. I thought it's one of his stupid jokes and I was totally blindsided by it, so I just laughed, joked back and hoped he will drop it. Sadly, he just doubled down and got visibly upset, started saying how he doesn't want to spend another year unhappy, and how being with Mia is exhausting because of her trauma. And he deserves better than that. At this point I got very nauseous and just wanted to get away from it all, so I told him he has no idea what he's saying and we will talk once he gets his shit together. Mia and Rick are trying for a baby, so I obviously have to tell her ASAP. How do you address something like this, with a person who spent vast majority of her life on antidepressants and being suicidal? I don't even know if she'll believe me. I also don't want to lose her as a friend. But I can't watch her be all happy and giddy about him when I know he doesn't even fucking respect her. There are times I think to just ignore it all and never mention it, but I know that isn't right. Update: shortly after I posted, Rick called to apologize for his behavior. He said he never meant for it to come out, but that he's very unhappy with his marriage and now he sees no escape with the baby on the way. He then said he would never be this confused about his feelings if Mia didn't have feelings for my BF, on which they have been trying to work for a while now, but he's so exhausted from it all that he just wants to end it. He said he's confused about his feelings for me, but also he wanted to hurt her so she can see what she's putting him through, and how painful it is to be in love with somebody who's a constant in their lives. Basically, he tried to spin this entire thing on Mia's trauma. I told him if he's so unhappy with his choices, he can just leave without vicious lies, and he that didn't have any reason to put me or my BF in the middle of this. He just said he didn't mean for it to happen and we ended the call on that. I went to Mia afterwards and told her about Rick's confession. Obviously, she was heartbroken about this, but seemed to accept it at the face value. I then told her what Rick said in his call, since I thought she deserves to know that he's making up stuff behind her back. That's when she broke down and said she had no idea how it happened. She would never act on it anyways, and that Rick was never supposed to tell me about it, but that's something between them that they are so close to resolving. She said she saw how my partner treats me and my kid and how that's something she desperately wants, but it's just so unlucky. Call me selfish, but if we were friends, as I believed we were, I would expect her to come forward with this, trauma-related or not. It isn't just between Rick and Mia, it involves other people now that were unwillingly put into this entire situation. She spent one-on-one time with my partner so many times and she never felt bad enough to tell me. Or at least to attempt to stay away from him and give me some fake reason for it. I know she needs support now, but I can't do this. I simply can't and won't, and if I'm an a-hole for it, then so be it. I'm fine a stupid crush, we're all only humans, and especially with her history I would 100% understand, and help her out if she came to me about it. Lying and the betrayal that went on for years, on the other hand, I simply cannot forgive that easily. especially after everything we've been through and things she knows I've been through. I told her I need some space. She tried calling me after I left, but I'm too tired to talk to her at all and can't see myself doing so anytime soon.